All right, well, this week I made $62,000 with my lead generation agency, as we can see from the 1st of August to the 7th of August. I'm currently filming this at 12 a.m. on August the 8th. So this last week, I'll refresh my Stripe to obviously show you we're not using some fake Stripe screenshot here. But how I made $62,000 in a week, very simply put, is with my lead generation agency that I run, Avanta. I started this agency 2.5 years ago, my senior year of college, in my fraternity house. I literally filmed this VSL right here in my fraternity house. And simply put, all we do at a lead generation agency is book B2B companies more qualified sales calls using cold email. Now, the wonderful part is there's over 6 million B2B companies in the whole US. And the reality, to make $62,000 in a week for us, we only work with about 70 of them. And how we get paid is we charge our clients for every qualified sales call that we book. So when we book them a successful sales call, we get paid around $250 to $300 per qualified call that we book them. So here, we build for all of our calls that we booked last month, and that's why we've made this amount of money in the week is from all of our commissions, and we'll make the setup fees as well from new clients we close. And in this video here, I simply want to break down for you the whole model that I use to make 62 grand in a week so that you guys can copy it, let it rip, and just start taking action right away. And the most beautiful part about this model is its utter simplicity, is the fact you only have to learn one skill, which is cold email. So the system goes as follows. You first have to land clients for yourself, which we'll go over how to do that in this video. And then you have to then deliver results for your clients the same way that you landed clients. So you're gonna land clients using cold email, and you're gonna deliver for your clients using cold email too, and the end result being more booked sales calls for them. Now, the first part up here of signing clients for yourself is we need to set up an email infrastructure. So to do that, we are first going to buy domains from Porkbun. I always recommend to all of our students at my program is that we start with at least 10 domains and 30 inboxes. So what you're gonna wanna do is buy 10 domains from Porkbun. So this way we can start actually warming up our emails and start sending cold emails to then sign clients. And why we use Porkbun specifically is we see it has the best deliverability across so many other domain registrars we've tried. GoDaddy, Namecheap, Spaceship, all these other ones, we see Porkbun vastly outperforms them. As you can see here, I have 9,600 domains in our Porkbun account. We buy a lot of domains. And so once you've bought your domains to set up the first part of the infrastructure, we're then going to want to buy inboxes from Cheap Inbox. Now, what we do specifically is we use all Google inboxes, and that's what I recommend as well, is they obviously supply both Google and Microsoft email accounts. We use Cheap Inboxes for Google specifically because of a couple things. First, they put one domain per workspace, which is going to be really important for deliverability. The whole setup with this infrastructure is started with deliverability. If our domains are bought from the wrong registrar, we'll have poor deliverability. If our inboxes that we're purchasing are from a bad inbox provider, Cheap Inboxes is a great one, we have good deliverability. And if you don't have good deliverability to start, the issue is you're gonna end up in spam and you're never gonna fucking book any calls. That's the reality of the situation. If you end up in spam, you're not gonna book any calls. So many people think cold email is dead. No, you're doing it wrong. If you have good messaging and land in the inbox with cold email absolutely still rips. As said, we made $62,000 this week sending cold emails. So I promise you, you're just not landing in the deliverability and in the inbox. And because that you think cold email is dead, you just had to set it up correct. Now, once you've bought on your infrastructure with Porkbun and Cheap Inboxes, we now need to send emails to sign clients for ourselves. So what I'm gonna show you here is one of our actual agency campaigns running at the moment. As said, we target marketing agencies at my lead generation agency Avanta is here. So I'll open up our actual copy and show you what some of that looks like. So as you can see, it's very sweet, straight to the point, and we can see that we're keeping all the benefit on the prospect. I go over a full copy review of our copy if you want to watch that video after this that breaks down line for line. So I'm not going to go in depth here on all of our copy, but as you can see, we're pitching our services to marketing agencies. Very simply put, we help them with the high level benefit of closing 1 to 3 new retainer clients a month. We then ask them if they're interested in this email in a second email on breaking down how we do that. And this is going to be what we call our pitch email. Our pitch email where we're pitching our services to these marketing agencies to see if they're at all interested. So I'll show you another angle here. This we used a case study angle, for example. So no personalized first line, just hello first name. We helped one of our clients, Giver Media, land an extra 8 local business clients in 3 months while we worked on a 100% pay per performance basis. Mind if I break down how we can help you achieve similar results? So as you can see, the concept is very short emails. It's straight to the point. It's focused all on the prospect. And this way we see we have the best positive reply rates. And so we are then going to turn these positive replies into booked sales calls, because that's the most important part. From these emails that you're sending out here, we are then going to generate positive replies. But it's very important we understand how to turn these emails that we send into positive replies. So you can go ahead and screen stop. You can take our email specifically, you can take the format, and you can go ahead and use them for yourself, use them for whatever industry you're targeting to send out emails for yourself. Now, once we have positive replies, we need to learn how to turn those positive replies into booked meetings, because that's the most important part. So as you can see here, we emailed Keith with our first intro pitch email, letting him know that we help marketing agencies sign an extra 1 to 3 new local business clients a month. Keith then responded saying, "Hey Kyle, sure, let me know how you do it." And this is what's gonna be ultra important, is replying in a fast manner. We wanna reply to these leads at least under 30 minutes, preferably under 5 to 10 minutes. The faster we respond to these leads, the higher the probability that we are gonna book these calls. And all we're aiming to do in our pause reply template is give them a quick rundown on our service. So as you can see here, this is the pause reply template we send every positive reply that comes in through our campaigns. We solely help marketing agencies close an extra 1 to 3 local business clients a month. We generate, qualify, and book all the calls, so you just have to show up. So this kind of explains our value. And then we risk reverse it. We tell them that the best part is we work on a 100% performance basis. So if we don't perform, you don't get paid. People love the fact that you work on a performance basis, and that's the beautiful part about a lead generation agency, and why this agency model is so beginner friendly, is because you're not asking these clients to pay you a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 retainer up front. You're purely working on a performance basis. So clients literally feel stupid saying no, because it's such a good deal. You only get paid when we perform. And this is where this model thrives for beginners. It makes it so easy for you to sign your first couple clients. So as we can see here, once we sent this positive reply to Keith, Keith then came back to us and said, "Hey Kyle, let's do Tuesday, please." So in this email, we stated specific days and times that we could have a call. Tuesday at 12:30 was one of the times we suggested. We'll then book Keith in for a call on Tuesday at 12:30, and this is where we close the client on a sales call. In our program, we give our clients obviously the exact discovery call script, the demo call script, our closing deck, and I have a whole separate video where I review one of my own sales calls so you can see how I pitch the service, so you can go ahead and use that to close clients as well. In this video, I don't want to go too in depth on the sales side of things because I already have a full separate video on that, but this is how we're going to land clients for ourselves. We're going to set up the infrastructure. We're going to send out our initial cold emails where we pitch our services. We're then going to respond to every pause reply that comes through within 10-30 minutes with our pause reply template we send here. And once they agree to a time and day for a call, we're going to book them in, and this is where we are going to close clients for ourselves. And once you have done this, it is now time to deliver results for our clients. Well, now that we've closed our first client, it's now simply time to deliver results. And the beautiful thing I said at the beginning here is we're going to use the same exact system to deliver results, because all we're doing is we're leveraging cold email for our clients to book them more sales calls. So once you've proven yourself that you can book a sales calls for your own offer, you've proven yourself that you can do the whole business model, because we turn around and do that exact same service for the client. So all we're going to do here for the client is we are going to see what industries they want to target. So we're going to take them through an onboarding call. So this is, for example, one of our clients, Giver Media, one of the clients who we actually used in the case study for our email copy. We're going to take them through an onboarding call, and we're going to get a couple things. We need to understand their services, so what type of services they're providing their clients, and second most important, the industries that we want to target. So what actual industries that we can target for this client. So in this client's case, we're targeting event venues. So let's go back here. The first thing that we're going to want to do is scrape leads for this client. So for our purposes, I love to use Outscraper to scrape leads. And for this, Outscraper is a Google Maps scraper. So it scrapes all of the companies on Google Maps using the specific Google category that they're listed as to scrape those actual companies. So here, we want to target event venues. So what we're going to do is we're going to find all the event venue actual keywords, and it looks like event venue is the only one under Outscraper, and choose that on Outscraper. And then what we're going to do is we can obviously choose the certain states we want to target. So let's just say we want to target Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, and those are the 4 states we want to start with. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we only check the emails and contact scraper. Very important, because all we want is the emails here. And then we're going to click get data, and this is where we are going to scrape our lead list. And now we've scraped our lead list for the client, it is now time to set up our infrastructure once again. So as said, the same way you set up your infrastructure to sign clients for yourself, we're going to set up the same exact infrastructure for your client. We're going to buy them 10 domains from Porkbun. We're going to buy them 30 inboxes from Cheap Inboxes, and we're going to use Google specifically, and we're going to set up the same infrastructure. We're going to warm it up for 2 weeks, the exact same way we warm up our own domains, and this is going to give us time to complete the rest of the setup process. So at this point for your client, you should have scraped leads using Outscraper, bought domains and inboxes from Porkbun and Cheap Inboxes to set up our infrastructure, and now we're going to warm those emails up for 2 weeks. And now it's time to start sending emails for our client to book them more sales calls. So I can go into this campaign, for example, the event venues campaign we're currently running for Giver Media. Would you look at that? So as you can see here, this campaign started recently. We have 2,000 leads sent, 9 of those are pause replies. So it's an okay campaign. It's performing, I'd say, average. It's nothing crazy, nothing below KPI. And we'll show you the actual email copy we use here. So as we can see, we use very similar email copy for ourselves and for our clients. The same way you email to get clients for yourself, the same way you email for your clients to help them book more calls. So we're keeping all the attention on the prospect. So now all we've done is tweak the copy. Instead of calling out marketing agencies, we're now calling out, because our client wants to target event venues. So we're pitching event venues on our marketing services. So an example of that would say I was reaching out because my team and I help event venues book more weddings, corporate event, and private parties every month without relying on referrals. Mind if I outline how we do it in a second email? Very simple copy, as you can see there. Let's look at another variant. Another variant is the referrals angle, a really good one to follow when you're working with local businesses. So I'm sure you get some event bookings through referrals, but what if you didn't have to rely on referrals to keep your calendar full? I only ask because my team and I help event venues book more weddings, corporate events, and private parties every month without you having to rely on referrals. Mind if I share how we do it? So as you can see, it's literally identical email copy. The same copy you send for yourself, the same copy you send for your client. The same way you set up your infrastructure for yourself, the same way you set it up for your client. It's apples to apples comparison. So that's the beautiful part there. And then the same way we book calls for yourself to land clients, we're gonna do that for the client. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create them a positive reply template. The same way we have a positive reply template for ourselves, we just do that for our clients. So as you can see here, we have our positive reply template for event venues where we break down our client service and we let them know that we can generate them more bookings every month with digital marketing. We have a quick line here because our client provides SEO. So we have a line here that says, think of us as an extension of your team that funnels people to the venue who are actively searching for event space in the area. And then we pitch them on specific days and times for a call to see if they're actually interested, right? So at this point, we are fully ready to go to start managing inbox. And that's where we are going to go to our client's inbox. So as we can see here, this is the event venue campaign that our client is currently working on. And let's just show you an example of a meeting booked. So we send our initial email copy. I was connecting because we help event venues land more bookings every month without needing to depend on word of mouth. Mind if I explain how we do it in a quick email? So the prospect then responds to our client saying, thanks for reaching out. I'd love to hear more. Could you send over a brief overview? Yada, yada, yada. This is where we send our pause reply template, the exact one from here. So you can literally copy this word for word. You can tweak it for your industries. You can tweak it for whatever your client services are, all that good stuff. So we send over the pause reply template saying, as for a quick rundown, we solely help event venues generate more bookings every month with digital marketing. Think of us as the extension line. We should schedule a quick Zoom on August 17th or August 18th. Let me know which time works best for you. Prospect then comes back saying, hi Hendrix, thanks for the quick response and I'd be happy to learn more. August 18th works for me. And what we've done here is we've just then booked on our client's calendar. So what you're gonna do for all of your clients is you're gonna set them up a Calendly account. So we've then booked this call on our client's calendar, and this is where we get paid. For every one of these calls that we book, we get paid $250 to $300. So you can see how this happens. When we have 70 clients, we book a ton of calls every day. And at the end of every month, this is how you make $62,000 in a week. It's that simple. You book calls for your clients, you get paid when those calls show up. And it's as simple as that. The name of the game is compound interest here. Like I said, when I started this 2.5 years ago, I wasn't making nowhere near the money I'm making now. The only reason we can now scale to $62,000 weeks is because we have 70 clients on board. And that took me 2.5 years to get to, right? It doesn't happen overnight. If you're looking for a get rich quick scheme, if you're looking to make $1 million in the next couple months, this is not the model for you. But if you're willing to put in the work and you're willing to put in the effort and put in the compounding interest here, you can make crazy amounts of money simply by booking more B2B companies, more sales calls, which they know they need. Every B2B company in the fucking world needs more leads. That's a beautiful thing about this. And you're gonna do it on a performance basis. So at this point, as I said, we've gone over literally the whole entire system. You're asking me, you're like, Pisa, is it really this simple? Is it really you can make $62,000 in a week by just this? And it's literally this. All you do, you send cold emails to get clients for yourself, you jump on a sales call and you close that client. You then close that client and you set them up the same infrastructure you use to book the call for yourself, and you book them more calls. And when you book them more calls, you charge them $250 to $300 per qualified call that you book, and you're simply just the middleman between your client and their dream clients. And you put those two people in connection and you get paid for every call that you book. That's a beautiful thing thing about this model is simply the simplicity. So if you want more in-depth, obviously, training, my first video on the YouTube breaks down the model specifically. And as said, if you want to literally license my agency's models, we give you all the SOPs, we give you the scripts, we give you the sales call scripts, we give you the SOPs for how to set up domain and inboxes, all this stuff. If you want to license my agency specifically, Business in a Box, I hold your hand one-on-one to scale it to $10,000 a month. You can check out the first link in the description. That will show you everything you need to know on our program where we walk all of our students through to build an agency exactly like mine. But with that being said, fellas, that's all for today's video. As said, the only way that your life changes is if you act. And I guarantee you, if you take action over a long enough time period, you will win. The law of action changed my life, and it will absolutely change your life too. So with that being said, do the work even when it's hard, baby.